we are going to crack down and decode the mysteries of menstrual cramps. And we're going to start off talking with Tiffany. Tiffany has an experience to share when dealing with menstrual cramps. Tiffany, tell us a little bit about your experience with menstrual cramps. Because for me personally, I do not experience menstrual cramps hardly ever. Every once in a while, I may have a cramp here or there, but usually, no, I don't have menstrual cramps at all. And at first, I thought that it may be a genetic thing because my mom has told me that she did not have menstrual cramps either. From talking with so many different people, I'm learning that menstrual cramps vary from person to person. And while some people may not experience any menstrual cramps, some may experience mild cramps, and some may experience severe cramps so bad that it affects their daily activities. So, what is your experience?
I've been experiencing menstrual cramps since high school. I remember every month when my cycle would come, I would miss the first 2 days of school. That's how bad I used to cramp. I remember just being in bed, rocking and crying until the pain would go away.
Have you ever done anything for the menstrual cramp pain, like to get rid of it or make it less?
You name it, I've tried it. From stretching, heating pads, trying to take it 2-3 days before I think the cycle is going to come. Nothing worked. I've tried everything. You name it, I tried it. It just didn't work for me. So I just got used to feeling like I was going into labor every month because that's how the pain felt, like I was going into labor. I had my first son at 18. I still cramp really bad, but I remember a couple times where I didn't really, cramp. And I was like, okay, I had my baby. Maybe that changed something.
So with normal menstrual cramps, like for you, like you started in high school. So like at that age when you're young, the menstrual cramps tend to be painful. But as you get older and time goes by, the menstrual cramps won't be as painful. And also after giving birth, the menstrual cramps should stop, according to my research.
But it didn't. I continued to feel like I was going into labor every month. The stretching didn't help. Heating pads didn't help. The best medicine on the market didn't help. So I just had to, I guess, sit there and take it.
Did your painful menstrual cramps ever get better? Or is it still like labor-like pain every month?
Eventually, well, let me rewind. I had my second son. And after having him, like a year later, I started experiencing blood clots. Like they was the size, I'm going to say half of a tennis ball maybe. That size. They were huge. It was really big. So I started going to the doctor, trying to explain to them, I feel like I'm in labor. I've tried this and that. And they would just basically tell me to try what I've already tried. And I'm telling them, and I'm like, oh my God, why nobody taking me serious? Like, I know my body, something is not right. I can be around somebody else, they'll start their cycle, and they'll pop 2 Tylenols, put on the pad, and go on about their day. I used to be like, oh my God, they are so lucky. But I'm 35 years old now. I still cramp very, very bad. But I did find something that finally worked. And I may overdo it, but who wants to feel like they're in labor every month,
Right.
know? So Aleve helps. Aleve works. I wish I knew about Aleve in high school, man. But I know about it now, so I guess that's all that matters. So Aleve is the only thing that helped for me.
Okay.
I think you're not supposed to take more than 3 within 48 hours. But if I have to, I will. Don't tell nobody. Because I don't want to go through that. I'm tired of feeling like I'm in labor. But Aleve works. Nothing else works.
I know you said that you've seen a healthcare provider before, but they didn't tell you anything that you didn't already know, or you were already doing what they told you to do. But since the painful menstrual cramps have been going on for so long and is consistently each month, Do you have any plans to check with another healthcare provider just to see if there may be any underlying issues that may cause the painful cramps?
The last time I've been to the doctor about it was, I think, this year. If it wasn't this year, it was late last year.
Okay.
And they still kind of just sweep it under the rug. I feel like I have endometriosis or something like that, and they just not wanting to say it. I don't know why, but that's my story.
Tiffany, thank you so much for coming on and sharing your story and sharing how you feel each month when you have your cycle. I'm sure a lot of people can relate to having that severe menstrual cramp pain each month. So we're going to talk more about that type of pain. And is it normal? What can cause it? And what can we do? Tiffany, do you have anything else you would like to say before you go?
I hope who's ever experiencing these, cramps like I'm experiencing, feeling like they're in labor and you haven't tried Aleve yet, try Aleve. As soon as you feel like your back is aching, as soon as you see the first sign when you go down there to wipe, take the Aleve. It works. It helps.
I'm so happy that you found something to give you relief during that time of the month with your menstrual cramp pain. So we're going to get more into natural remedies and also when to know that it's time to see a healthcare provider coming up.
All right, y'all be blessed.
If you have a menstrual cycle, do you have to have cramps? Do everyone have cramps that have a menstrual cycle? And why do we have menstrual cramps? Where do the cramps come from? How severe should the cramps be? We're going to get into all of that today. One menstrual cup equal 1,300 disposable tampons or more. One menstrual panty equals 1,040 disposable pads or more. Save yourself and the environment. Purchase at wearepurelady.com for maximum comfort with no leaks. So what causes these cramps? Well, during a menstrual period, the body releases a chemical, and it's also known as a hormone called prostaglandin. And this stimulates the muscles in the uterus, and it tightens and contracts the muscles inside of the uterus, which causes pain in the lower abdomen, back, and thighs. Prostaglandins decrease the blood flow and the oxygen supply to the uterus, which results in cramps. Now, most all people experience menstrual cramps or some form of achiness on their menstrual cycle, especially when you're younger. When you are young, that's when you may experience the most menstrual pain. And as you get older, the pain may get less and less. And after you give birth, that pain may go away. But as we heard earlier, that's not always the case. Sometimes the pain never goes away, and sometimes it's to the point where it's almost unbearable. Some of the possible causes for painful cramps, like endometriosis, are diseases that can take years to get properly diagnosed. So if you have went to a healthcare provider like we heard earlier and you have not been diagnosed but the problems have not went away, then just keep asking for help until someone hears you. So maybe you're not sure if your menstrual cramps are normal or not, but I'll give you some other symptoms that you'll know if you have been experiencing. This will help you to also know if your menstrual cramps are not normal. So if you've experienced any of these symptoms along with bad menstrual cramps, it is an indication that the menstrual cramps may not be normal. So if your cramps come along with nausea or diarrhea, if it's difficult getting pregnant, if you have heavy bleeding, if your cycles are not normal, if you have pain during intercourse, and if you have pelvic pain, even when you're not on your cycle. Also, if you spot between your cycle. But the bottom line is, if you are worried, just speak to your doctor. If you speak to your doctor and afterwards your doctor tell you that everything is fine, then that's great. But however, if you continue to not feel well and still have bad menstrual cramps, then do not accept that you're fine. Continue to seek out help until you get an answer. Also, to get menstrual cramp relief the natural way, there is remedies that there's a link in the description box. Click on the menstrual cramp relief guide and you will instantly get a downloadable PDF. You can download it or you can just view it. And this PDF will give you lots of natural ways that you can get some menstrual cramp relief. As we heard earlier, she said she's tried everything, but I'm not sure if she looked at this menstrual cramp relief guide. So go ahead and look at this menstrual cramp relief guide. If you have menstrual cramp pain, the guide is free and it's just to help make your periods better. Some of the underlying issues that may cause painful menstrual cramps are: one is endometriosis, and it's really known for causing painful periods and possible infertility. And this condition is it's a tissue that usually lines the uterus, and it grows in places outside of the uterus where it shouldn't grow. And this tissue responds to monthly hormone variation and bleeds often, leading to scar tissue and pain. And it's estimated that, according to research, it's estimated that up to 50% of people who struggle to conceive might have endometriosis. So this condition often goes undiagnosed and untreated for years, if not decades. Another issue may be fibroids, and fibroids usually grows during the reproductive years, and it's a muscular growth, and it can be on the uterus, the cervix, and even the pelvic ligaments. And they typically, some people never know they have fibroids, but it can cause pain. It reduces fertility, and it could cause miscarriage. I'll discuss one more underlying issue that may be caused by very painful menstrual cramps. It's pelvic inflammatory disease, also labeled as PID. And this is another possible cause of bad menstrual cramps, and it can also impact your fertility. And it's caused by an infection in the reproductive organs. And often, if it's untreated, or if it's an untreated or undertreated sexually transmitted infection, it could lead to a formation of scar tissue. And it looks like webbing between the ovaries, fallopian tubes, and the uterus. And the most common cause of blocked fallopian tubes is PID, which is also pelvic inflammatory disease. It's common with each of these diseases that infertility may also be a result. So it's very important to check on your menstrual cramps if they are severe in pain. As we wrap up this episode, we aim to provide not only a deeper understanding of why menstrual cramps happen, but also insights into how individuals can better manage and navigate this aspect of menstrual health. So join us again next week as we speak more about topics like this. If you need menstrual cramp relief, or if you know anyone that needs menstrual cramp relief, do not forget to click the link in the description for a free menstrual cramp relief guide that may change your life, or at least help you have a better period. Also, don't forget to go to weareperioдлady.com for reusable, comfortable, leak-proof menstrual products. Also, be sure to come back next week where we talk about more topics like this.